has a regular tree.
It's very, very sad to see. Maybe if they win this match with that extra few $1 million, he can buy the Christmas tree for himself, Cinderin. But what do you think of these lineups?
What a game this is going to be. Yeah, so Secret are playing a strategy that's very similar to what LGD did yesterday against them with the tiny Lycan. I do think some key components are very different, though, from what made the strategy successful for LGD. I think the mid hero by nature, having Lina instead of Puck, makes the dynamic of the game very, very, very different. Simply, you can't really catch in the same way. You don't have the same space-making type of mid, so Secret's lineup is slightly more on the greedier side. And as far as Team Spirit goes, they have insane teamfight. Obviously, Collapse on the Magnus has looked incredible this event. They have a lot of initiation power with the Storm, as well as potentially a Dagger Sven somewhere down the line. So I think it might sound crazy seeing how Secret got absolutely destroyed by that tiny Lycan yesterday, but I think Spirit actually have a really good shot at this game, primarily because of the difference in the mid lane, the way they set it up with their bans in the draft, and then always that wild card of Mag.
Indeed, and it seems to be a wild card in every game because he's picked every game, gets past that first phase of bans.
Disruption.
And disruption from Puppey, as Collapse will try to make his way to that top lane here. And yeah, this is going to be, I don't know, with the we talked about this in game number 1, and maybe we can revisit it a bit, but a lot of pressure on Secret to perform because they are the experienced ones. Team Spirit kind of free-flowing, I guess is a good way to put it. But this has to be a pressure for everybody right now, because I remember back in the when we did DC in the lower bracket finals against EG at TI6, everybody was nervous on both teams, and that led to a lot of mistakes, which made it really exciting.
Right.
So we'll see if that ends up coming to fruition in this game 3.
One thing to focus on for Secret when it's crunch time and you really need to get the win is that in this tournament so far, Nisha has been a standout player in that mid lane, and he has himself one of the best possible matchups against Toronto Tokyo Storm playing as Lina. So even though we don't have that same playmaking potential that we saw out of PSG yesterday.
Disruption, Matu's there.
Okay.
All right. Oh,
nice
neutral creep gets the first blood for the neutrals. That's a lot of extra gold for all those creeps. They combine, and then you just get even more gold when you kill them, Cinder, and that's definitely how it works. Denying first blood gold, though, that's pretty big.
That actually sounded like a suggestion Slacks could have come up with. If the neutral's killed, they should get all the bounty, and then if you kill the neutral keep, it gives 300 gold.
It gets larger and larger. Why not?
Now, why?
I don't know. Just because. Why neutral items, Cinder? And I love them.
Well, why not?
So Matu playing the Tiny, as we alluded to. Collapse finally not... I mean, he's playing the Magnus this time, Cinder. Basically, every performance that he's had at this tournament has been quite stellar. It's been kind of his showing out party. As we have a disruption again, Collapse, putting himself in the way of Matu so that Mira is not collapsed upon.
Well, he needs to be a little bit careful here, actually. Puppey coming in with the illusion skewer.
We have the skewer with the shockwave. They're going to try to 1v1 battle this. The Brambles come out as well. This is going to be first blood going the way of somebody, Cinder. Is Matu one right click? Nope. Looks like Puppey will get credit for that one.
And with the avalanche, he's opting not to chase down, but rather to straight up go up and salve Matumbaman and probably give him a tango here as well. Coming out of his own tango in a second. So, yep, Secret will get first blood there. That was very close. Obviously, Collapse playing off the knowledge that Avalanche would be on cooldown for quite a while there. Has been nerfed over time. It's 26-second cooldown level 1. Honestly, for what it does, a really long one when you think about it compared to other heroes. So, probably need some buffs to Tiny after this TI so that he can do better in lane.
Yeah, I'd like that. As Courier's going to get sniped here from Yapzor. Looking forward to the briefcase being shown here in this game. But Nisha in the mid lane on this. Lina is at 19-9 for CS versus the 11-1 Toronto Tokyo.
He's gone woods.
Yeah, I can't blame him. This is not going super well for him, but he does have a nice stack here, so we'll be getting a good amount of gold overall. But Nisha is just left to his own devices, Cinder, and that's... We've been seeing him on Void Spirit mostly this series. It's a scary proposition for Team Spirit to leave him be. Puppey. Being harassed a bit here from Collapse as Matu making his way over as well. is only a 1-0 advantage in this early game for game number 3. So much on the line here. I can't even imagine what's going through the heads of every single player in those booths. But Team Secret, they have a ton of experience to fall back on, and Team Spirit, they have, I would say, the momentum from the tournament, from the beginning of the tournament,
and from the last
like,
game,
few months even.
Right?
Yeah.
That was a game that they were doing well in. Then it looked really grim, and they just grabbed the win out of nowhere. That's got to be a real confidence booster.
For sure.
Not really going to follow up on it.
The crowd goes wild with that shockwave.
Yeah, I didn't go for the skewer. I don't know if that would have led to a kill, but definitely could have done some significant damage to the Tiny. They're going to opt to just chill here. And let's talk a little bit about bottom, because we've been focusing along the other 2 lanes. So it's going to be a Toro Sven against Zai Lycan, obviously with the Elder Titan of Yapzor battling up against Miposhka's Wyvern. Actually, Yapzor could be in a bit of trouble here, but oh, never mind. That's not actually the case at all. Sorry for the misleading information.
Okay.
This is a good lane for Sven. Right? He's one of the carries that does the best against Lycan in lane. You have the natural building cleave when you skill upgrade cleave. You have good armor. So,
and you have the power for double cleave, Cinderin. Very important.
True. It puts pressure on the Lycan in lane that he always needs to micro his wolves. There are some carries that you can play against where it's a lot easier, but you just have more stuff to manage here, more things that can go wrong. CSing just flat out gets harder because your wolves can just get stunned and they can cleave them down.
Yeah.
So, obviously, unsurprising to see Yatoro pull this far ahead of Zai as he is. Obviously sitting now at 34 and 13 against 16 for 2, which is a much bigger lead than what Secret have in their top lane on Tiny. But the big story is Nisha is level 6.5, and Toronto Tokyo just got level 5. And mind you, this is without a kill in that lane.
Indeed. Yapzor has come as well, so Toronto Tokyo just getting forced out again, which means it's going to be extra damage to the tower in all likelihood. Miposhka being spotted out now as Yapzor is going to get even more damage as a result. And it's just one of those position 4s that you just cannot ignore. Be able to beat the crap out of people with that briefcase of his. Or stapler, depending on what you like. But Toronto Tokyo looking for the bottom rune. He will get it, and it's an arcane. But still, not level 6, so can't really take true advantage of that. Yapzor applying some pressure to Miposhka in the meantime. The Arctic Burn is procced. Toronto Tokyo has to walk up and go into the jungle. As top lane, Puppy's in a lot of trouble. Looks like he's going to take a tumble, but Collapse will likely die to this poison, so it's a 1-for-1.
I think Matu was out of experience range for that kill, though, so still call that a win for Team Spirit. If Matu got the experience from that kill, that would have made a big difference. Maybe he did. I'm actually unsure, but Nisha
Toronto Tokyo does hit level 6 now. Yep, and he's going to jump on top of Nisha, but Nisha pretty healthy. Yataro making his way over. Mira's there as well, so it's a 3 versus 1. Even God Strength used. Whatever it takes to take out Nisha and into the jungle, into the triangle, Yataro
stacks here, Yataro, since he rotated anyway, so might as well use God Strength there. They're going to stack one more time and then clean out whatever they can.
Yep.
Getting the Empower buff up as well here.
Oh, yeah.
That is juicy.
Very nice. So how's the Lycan Ags with Tiny this game? Like, is there a game where it's not good? Or is it just something, if you have these 2 heroes, that's something we should expect no matter what?
I think we should expect it in this game, at least. It's just, it puts so much pressure on the other team that they know that if Tiny isn't under control, you could literally get kind of one-shot comboed on almost any of your heroes once he has the items. So I'd be rather surprised if Zai doesn't go that route after his Helm of the Dawn, which I believe is flying out now. It's on the way on that courier, so we'll be grabbing that. But good kill here for Team Spirit in the mid lane, taking advantage immediately of hitting level 6 on Storm to punish Nisha, who was playing hyper-aggressive. Obviously what won him the lane to begin with sets him back a little bit there with Storm Arcane Rune.
Top lane, Matu's getting forced out, has the Bramble there, but will walk away.
Secret are actually pretty far ahead in these 2 lanes. Collapse is level 5 to Matu's level 7, and mid Nisha, even after that death, is still a level and a half ahead of the Storm of Toronto Tokyo. Bot lane Zai level 6, and what is the Sven? Sven is level 8.5, so all the way across the board, slight advantage for Secret overall. And I guess that's good news for them, right? Keep in mind what their lineup wants to do. This is a similar story to what we had against LGD yesterday from Secret, where LGD were content to just farm for 20 minutes until
the Avatar
they got what they wanted.
Okay, that's not that much damage. Collapse is actually perfectly fine. Sorry, continue your thought. Synderin. Really apologize.
So carry Tinies will generally not do that much damage with that combo. Want to get the points into 3 grab. Grab it 3 times. Yapzor.
Yep, Stormhammer's there. Yataro pops his ult, and Yapzor just going to get chopped down into oblivion.
Oh.
And I guess
Zai's like, hey, Yataro, you want another 150 gold? Here you go. Gets his Dom creep, as well as Wolves cleaved off in 2 swings from Yatoro. He's going to be very happy about that.
And Nisha, essentially a recipe away from finishing Yule, so that'll be a nice setup for his LSA combo. And, well, it's kind of cookie-cutter build, I would assume, for Matu as well. Echo Saber, Silver Edge, maybe a Blink Dagger at some point, or BKB.
Yeah, probably Echo Silver. I think it's fine. It gives you a possibility of one-shotting the Storm. You can one-shot Storm, Willow, or Wyvern as Tiny with a Silver Edge. On Willow, you need to be very quick to toss. You need to basically attack, instant toss, and then Avalanche while he's in the air, or he will get off the realm and escape. But the other heroes are very easy targets. Miposhka looking to defend bottom. It is a hard defense. There are wolves.
Yeah, but Miposhka
Dominator
is
range creep.
level 6, so Curse is available here, which can be really annoying for Lycan players.
All right, they're going to give it up. Secret aren't going to try to continue pushing. Maybe too intimidated by the missing Storm. And Yatoro now, Toronto Tokyo now TPing mid. They could find Nisha here.
Yeah, LSA is going to connect with the Shadow Realm. Comes out, Matu coming, backstabbing, gets the Avatos, but still not enough damage to really do much to Toronto Tokyo. Curse Crown connects, and that'll break up the fight completely.
I feel like there might have been a potential play there for Secret to get a stun off from Lina onto the Storm if the Avalanche toss were staggered as much as possible out of Matu there.
Oh, the big jump in from Toronto Tokyo, and the terrorize to follow. Puppy's in the vicinity. Can they save him? Shadow, or the disruption is there, and now Toronto Tokyo looks to be the one taken out. It's going to be a 1-for-1 though. Laguna Blade expended, and now Mira getting absolutely beat down. Looks like Puppy gets credit for that one. So a 2-for-1 overall. Who died first between the mid laners?
I think the Storm was killed off first.
Okay.
Yes, he was. Did get the return gold onto Nisha there, but in the meantime, of course, you got to look at the rest of the map as well. Secret are gaining this bottom tier 2 or tier 1 tower, excuse me, with the siege creep. Oh, nice deny attempt from Miposhka. Actually, almost got it there as Wyvern. But Team Spirit will trade for top. Didn't get the last hit on Yatoro, but still opens up the map a little bit.
Yeah, Yataro has the Mask of Madness, going for the Echo Saber, Blink, and then BKB. And from there, I would assume Silver Edge.
Yeah, Silver Edge could be a thing. I think maybe on second thought in this game, you might want to just go AC. I don't know if you want to get the Silver at all. You want to blink in, and then you're going to just stand and deliver. I don't know if you're going to get the Silver Edge surprise jump. So, yeah, I definitely like Dagger out of Echo, and then BKB into probably AC, and then either Satanic, Daedalus, the standard stuff.
Mr. Collapse himself, he has the mech ready to go. You can see Toronto Tokyo getting close to finishing Kaya. So again, not opting for the Orchid because there is a Yules on the opposing mid. Is there any consideration for... Oh, Nisha gets off some spells, gives him some nice movement speed, but Collapse finds the RP, and with Yataro in the area, all 3 cores, in fact, in that top river,
he's a big
able to
kill.
take out Nisha here.
It's worth it. You want to slow down the Lina as much as you can. Gets caught there. The Yules wasn't able to save him. It is a lot of mana out of Storm's pool every time he does this, so can't really farm too much out of it, I suppose, but you just want to, again, kill the Lina on every opportunity you get. You have a Sven that's totally free farming as well. So maybe in the next 10 minutes, Secret will, again, they just want to build up their Lycan as well as their Tiny. At some point, you might be able to flat out just contest them if Lina isn't strong enough. Seems to be the plan. Secret Nisha here is queuing up the BKB before travels. We'll see if that is the order.
I don't know if they can find him without the RP, but this would be a devastating kill onto Nisha.
Yeah, that would have been huge.
But still, Blink Daggers are coming soon enough for Team Spirit, which looks like that is next for Yataro on the Sven. And Puppy puts down a ward. You can see a little bit there.
Both Collapse and Yatoro should have a dagger in like 2 or 3 minutes, so that would be a really good time for them to look for opportunities that could potentially lead into Roche. I think it's maybe a little bit of a stretch for the lineup to do Roche this early unless you get a team wipe.
LSA connects, Laguna Blade to follow, but does not have the damage to finish it off. The tree disjointed by Toronto Tokyo. So decent amount expended, but Nisha just going to go back into the jungle with a nice triple stack.
They find Collapse top.
Yep, they sure do. Cinderin got the Avatos combo with Puppy's ult. Collapse gets to skewer off, but can't make it to the high ground, and is eventually brought down by Secret. There's a smoke on Toronto Tokyo right now, but they are headed towards that bot area. Zai almost done with the Helm of the Overlord, but might have to wait here, Cinderin, as Curse Crown with the Bedlam damage coming through. Looks like that's going to be an easy pickoff for Team Spirit. So it's offlane for offlane, essentially. As Miposhka getting destroyed by these wolves, has to curse the creeps just to survive. And at least he does so.
It's funny to think about how for a short while Wyvern was considered one of the strongest support counters to Lycan. And then Lycan was just like, well, what if I just don't run in my hero? And all of a sudden it wasn't fun for Wyverns anymore. This was obviously back in the day when we had Necronomicon. Made it a lot worse for the Wyvern as well, just the overall mana burn and total damage, how quickly it came in. But still, even with Helm of the Overlord, once that comes out on Zai, you just pop your ult and you run the Golem at Wyvern. What are you going to do?
Indeed.
It's tough.
And that'll also help amplify his farm to be able to actually get that Aghanim Scepter to be able to bite his teammate and turn the Rockman into a wolf. As Yotaro is top of the net worth right now by a pretty decent margin, but that is kind of to be expected from a Sven.
With Empower.
With Empower in addition. Obviously, Tiny not able to get his shard yet, but that's
Yotaro wants to show off his blink here.
And Puppy gets off the disruption. Nisha on the back line. Yotaro jumps in with the blink dagger, but a nice Yules from Nisha. You can see the Bramble is going to apply to Nisha. They're going to apply all their pressure onto him now. Earth Splitter comes out. First to fall will be Puppy. The skewer into the RP. Several heroes caught in there. That is going to be a kill from Toronto Tokyo. Buyback now onto Puppy as Collapse getting beat down by the tree. So Secret do get a collateral kill here, but it's going to cost them dearly, Cinderin.
That worked out super well for Spirit, the way they jumped that with Toronto Tokyo and followed up. YapzOr didn't really manage to find a good stomp or splitter in that situation, so they couldn't really. That's the key counterplay that we'll usually have in a spot like this. Diving Elder Titan is really scary, or against Elder Titan rather. But with Puppy already using the disruption, they feel way more confident just locking onto a single target in that Lina and getting her down as soon as possible. So that was an instant cue to go. And the RP from Collapse, like you said, wonderful. So was that actually only a 2-for-1 with a buyback from Secret?
Yeah.
What? How did
Toronto Tokyo dies?
Have to admit, I wasn't looking there.
Matu.
Shadowblade reveal.
Shadowblade, yeah. That is a huge kill for Secret. That is
big. He was dominating,
that
so he gets 650 bonus for that.
That negates that mid to fight entirely. Yep, basically, it's a wash now.
Big find for Matsu.
As you see the Rock Golem come into play now with that Helm of the Overlord. I feel like I haven't seen the Dragon in a long time, so it's always the Rock. Yep. Maybe there's a higher chance when Tiny's on your team. Shadow Realm popped to try to get away here.
Yeah, Matsu's going to wait for another tree before he goes and finishes this tower. Or they might just not do it at all. They're going to respect the potential play here from a Blink Skewer, as well as a respawning Storm, and Secret are going to wait for later. Honestly, I understand it. I don't think you have to really stress taking this tower. You have passive ways of slowly getting it, like Wolves, like the Helm of the Overlord. It will fall eventually. And if at any point Matsu makes a map read that he isn't going to get jumped, he can Shadowblade it and double hit it and it's gone. So don't have to risk anything to get it here. A lot of composure and discipline there from Secret. YapzOr.
Tokyo, wants to find YapzOr. And it looks like he'll find him. Easy pickoff for Spirit again. Yotaro makes his way to the mid lane, and like you said, that Golem ends up getting the kill onto the tier 1 mid. So it was inevitable to fall. And that's going to give some nice gold over to Zai, as we have another Avatos killing off the Storm Spirit. Are you kidding me? Matu is just finding these incredibly important pickoffs. And it's just with a Shadowblade, too. It's not like this is Blink Dagger and Shadowblade to be able to come from
He might even find
fog.
another one here. Oh, he's going to find a ward. Okay, so Won't get the Wyvern.
2 huge picks from Matu.
Yeah. With those kills, he's actually tied with Sven on net worth all of a sudden. So we're going to see the replay here of, I believe, the previous one.
Yep, gets off the first right click with the Avatos and just enough damage. It's actually relatively close there. So a couple very important deaths going in favor of Secret this time. Toronto, Tokyo, 4-3. So he was 4-1 before that. He was having himself quite the game. But you can see, just in terms of net worth, he is just right in the middle. That is not where you want to be.
He is below the Lycan who was laning against Sven at this point. That puts things into perspective.
But he does get an Essence Ring, so...
He does.
That'll help. That's a nice one.
It'll help if he doesn't get burst in a one-shot combo from Tiny. Unfortunately, that's what generally tends to happen against Tiny. Also, Lina, similar story. If he gets caught by a stun, might not even have time to use the Essence Ring. So it's nice in a lot of situations. Might even sometimes want to pre-pop it when he jumps in just for safety. But it is pretty expensive to use 200 mana cost to something Storm doesn't really want to throw away for nothing.
Team Secret sporting a 2k net worth lead now. It's right on the edge. We saw that. Yep, the back up to 3k now as Yataro. He is the member of Team Spirit. A lot of pressure on him now, Cinder, because of Toronto Tokyo's game. Winter's Curse. It's only on to Puppey, though. The skewer back from Collapse. It looks like they'll get this one.
Nice and easy. Pretty much a zero risk play with the Blink Skewer.
Does cost them a Winter's Curse, but not the longest cooldown.
No. And I don't think Secret are going to be super eager to go, especially not with Puppey with a buyback on, or with a dieback here, essentially, right? This was an old death that is being added on top now, so out for a minute. Don't need to worry about not having the curse. Nothing's going to come the way from Secret right now, most likely. As a matter of fact, it's going to be Team Spirit again going for a move. Oh, they might see Nisha here.
Yapsor.
Wow, they didn't manage to get a jump out of that. Not yet, anyway, Nisha.
Nisha.
Invis Rune.
Right, or Invis Rune. As the Golem is trying to create some space here, Cinderin. And Matu ready to go. It is 20 minutes, so expect that shard pretty soon for Matu. I mean, how much do you prioritize that before the Silver Edge, actually? It is really important to have. Yeah, Golem is dead, but it's okay.
Golem, get you going.
There'll be another one soon.
Sorry, you were asking about the Silver Edge and Tiny?
Yeah, when do you prioritize the shard? Because I feel like it is quite important.
Good question. I think probably now that you had these 2 kills that you just got, you might want to get the Silver Edge first and keep the snowball rolling. I think if it's less of an active game from you, where you're just more farm-centric, you get the shard as soon as possible. Under these conditions, I would imagine he will finish the silver first so he can just find bigger and more frequent kills.
Toronto Tokyo picks up an Orchid, by the way, so a little bit later one. Didn't prioritize it first. Obviously, we talked about the Yules on Toronto, or on Nisha.
Who'd you
and
Orchid,
the BKB.
though?
Yeah, he has to go for the backline. It's got to be like an Elder Titan or something.
He kind of has to Orchid Shadow Demon or the save comes out, right? But Puppey does have a Ghost Scepter, so he can't solo kill him anyway, and Sven can't kill him either. If Puppey is quick on the Ghost, he can counterplay a lot of the stuff that Team Spirit offer up here from their team fight, except the Skewer, of course, which will get him killed. So they can Orchid Skewer him. That's a lot of stuff to use just to set up for the 5, though. And any other target can potentially be saved or at least delayed by Puppey. Storm can't solo kill Lina with the Orchid anymore, as Nisha got the BKB. Obviously been playing from ahead against the Storm the whole game. And if Storm wants to solo kill Lina, you need to get that Orchid before that BKB timing. But Secret are effectively conceding Roche at this point by playing the bottom half, and Spirit will say thank you very much, get an Aegis on their Storm.
Yep, very important. Probably the best hero in the entire game to get the Aegis, but it is a hero that has not that much net worth, so it is a bit of a trade-off, actually, this game, I'm surprised to say, just because the net worth on Yataro is crazy high right now. And Matu
cleans up the wave. He did get the shard first.
Okay, so has the shard in tow, so the tree is going nowhere unless he wants it to go somewhere, Cinderin.
Yep.
There's Nisha working on the Shadow Blade now, so... From Secret's perspective, is it just... I was going to ask if they're going to wait out the Aegis, but it looks like Matu wants to at least get some... I was going to say chip damage, but not with Tiny. Fortifications pop, and Poshka's in the area. It has this curse available, but needs to find a target next to Tiny so that Matu kills a teammate. Friendly fire is definitely a thing.
Oh, effectively get a deny out of that. I don't think Spirit are too happy with this. They TP'd down multiple heroes, and they didn't even get to mount the defense that they were trying to set up. And they will now have to just back off and go top. So, at the very least, the deny, probably a little bit of a little thing going their way. Not too great, but...
Oh, Ags online. We have the Wolf Bite ability in the game.
Oh, boy.
So, Matu...
Did PSG LGD have Elder Titan in that game yesterday? I don't think they did. I think they were against it, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So, expect if Elder Titan is also in the play together with Lycan Tiny, that the Tiny will ignore all the armor, too. Effectively dealing pure damage as a wolf with a tree.
This is the most... I mean, if you told me about this hybrid a few years ago, Cinder, I wouldn't have believed you. There we go. Matu is now a rock wolf hybrid with a tree that you can't see right now, but it's there. It's not his tail. That's a tail and a tree somewhere, Cinderin.
Yep.
Hidden.
Not sure where he...
In the depths of his bowels, probably.
He has a very big mouth.
Probably coming out of his mouth, yeah. That's what I would imagine, at least. Lore-wise, it makes a lot of sense, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't know what's so funny about this ag. It's just... It never gets old, I feel like.
Gonna TP bot. Looks like Secret will still want to make another move here. So they didn't really accomplish much with that first shapeshift or the first wolf bite. It's up again in 40 seconds, but at the very least for Secret, Team Spirit aren't really progressing on the map. They still haven't taken the mid-tier 1 25 minutes in. They're not really opening up that much, so the obvious play for them is to go top, which is now being marked by Yotaro. He wants to go there. Has to be really careful, though, with the flank angles that Secret's lineup can find in that area. Secret do have a pre-placed obs that is expiring in 10. Yeah, might want to get a new one up there for... When you lose that safe lane tower, getting a ward somewhere around your outpost can have really high impact because the enemy team will often play up there. Sometimes you can find some like cute spots that are less likely to be dewarded, and that could lead to something big here. But Secret have lost the area entirely, and now that means you just concede this tower. We'll be going the way of Toronto, Tokyo. Aegis for another minute and 40.
Yeah, and they're
maybe
trying
Secret
to
just want to wait for that.
They only have one tower to the name, like you're saying. So this Aegis, it feels like more of a denial at this stage. You only basically get a tier 2. I mean, the tier 1 is still up for Team Secret. But you can see Matu picked up a Blink Dagger. Not sure if Spirit has seen this yet, but you have a double damage now with Shapeshift. And it could be a Blink reveal for Matu.
I saw this yesterday.
I think we've seen this many times.
It did a lot of damage.
All right, here comes the Wolf Rock. Matu has his BKB ready to go, pops that Shadow Blade. But Team Spirit, they know. But does Mira know? Is he? No, he's dead. Oh my God, he dies in midair. The double damage.
That is actually pretty close to Little Red Riding Hood there. That was on Dark Willow. I'll take that. That's
oh my God, Maposhka gets off the Winter's Curse, but it's not going to last that long because he's all alone. Matu, he throws the tree and destroys him. Cold Embrace saving Collapse for now, but you have to think that he will die here. Gets tossed up into the air. Matu pops the BKB, but a lot of damage coming from Taro. The Construct's actually ripping through this rock. He's going to get the kill. Nisha looks next on the target. He gets inside the trees. Nice vision from Toronto, Tokyo. Double kill for Yotaro. Collapse is still somehow alive here. Puppy getting some cover thanks to the Echo Stomp, but triple kill for Yotaro. He's just bringing everyone down to their knees. Out of nowhere, Yotaro. I mean, he's been top net worth for a while, Cinderin, and it's really showing in that fight.
Such a heads-up play there from Maposhka to not die, right? They kind of got a little bit desperate with the dive. Matumba thought he could kill him no problem, but the 2 swings he got in were not critical strikes. And Maposhka got to reset out, dodge the tree throw as well. You're going to see the replay here. So the 2 swings come in here. Curse. None of them crits. Now he wants to throw the tree. That gets blinked. And this is where Matsu probably just gets out, right? But Nisha has committed in from the back, so they feel a little bit forced to go. Great Cold Embrace.
True.
And the damage just isn't enough there onto Collapse.
Nope.
And then Yotaro just goes in cleanup crew, no problem.
Yotaro getting another kill to his name here onto Yapzor. And that was past the tier 2 towers, and the tier 1 was still remaining until just now. As Gem is on the deck.
Yeah, crucial. Crucial hold for Spirit there. Could question the dive from Nisha. It's easy to say from our perspective. It looked like they were just going to kill Wyvern on the spot and get more. And he's already in there. Can't really get out with his item build on Lina. I guess could have tried to BKB TP, but you're still playing against RP. So unlikely to work.
And Yotaro now has a Satanic. So, Blink, BKB, Echo Saber, Silver Edge, Satanic. Going for the Swift Blink next. As we see the replay on Yapsor's death here. And Yotaro is just on another level this tournament. His performance, and we've talked a lot about Collapse, and again, the entire team would not be able to get this far without everybody doing their work, but Yotaro, as a position 1, has really shined this tournament. And Nisha and company looking to find their way back in this game. Still pretty even, I would say. 29 minutes in, 3K net worth lead for Spirit. And next Roche, we won't know for a bit. Outpost being taken. Will be successful as Team Spirit are fully smoked right now.
Matsu finds a big item here. Got himself the Titan Sliver on Tiny. That's a very big pickup for him.
Yeah.
A lot more damage. The status resist is nice. Puppy. He has disc.
Eon disc procs. Toronto Tokyo goes to the back line looking for Zai. Looks like Puppy gets off the Ghost Scepter as well. Will be brought down eventually, but there's the Laguna Blade with the LSA Nisha. Do they have enough damage? They do. Matu gets the kill. Onto that Sven. Yotaro is donezo. Earth Splitter comes out, not doing too much though. Collapse, attempting to get out, but Matu's right clicks are just too much to withstand. Toronto Tokyo creating enough space there. A big fight for Secret. They do lose Nisha, but Yotaro at the very least is taken out of the game for a little bit.
Such a huge, like, just the itemization from Puppy. Look at how much a difference it makes that he has these exact items. So he has Ghost Scepter to buy the time against that Sven, and then he gets the Demonic Purge and Disruption off because of Aeon Disc. He would have died in the stun if he didn't have that disc, so kind of offering himself up and gets the full counterplay out. Demonic Purge on Sven is such an insane counter. It was talked about on the panel as well, right? They were like, yeah, you got to pick something, and that's the one bad matchup Sven has, and Puppy just showed why there. That Demonic Purge just ruined the Sven's fight, and they burst him down. That was some solid spell casting from the rest of Spirit, though. That could have gone way worse. It was a good curse onto the Lina to at least salvage things somewhat there for Team Spirit.
Toronto Tokyo pushing out the top lane now, as we do have Shard online for Zai, so the Wolves
Mira gets stomped
will
mid.
be spawning.
This could be a setup for Matu.
Okay. Thunderhide is available there. Oh, the Force Staff from Matu, but
Collapse is so good.
BKB. Mira saving, or getting Cold Embrace for now. Pops the Shadow Realm as well, but there's Collapse with the initiation onto Matu, and now the Organ on top of it. He's already used the BKB. Nice save from Puppy for the time being, but Matu's still stuck in a terrible spot right now. Has to just stand his ground, and there's the Terrorize to follow. Big kill for Team Spirit. Looks like Zai is next on their list. And down he goes, Cinderin. Great execution from Team Spirit.
Oh my god, I hope we get a replay of that. What an insane Force Staff from Collapse there. It wasn't even Mira that he Force Staffed. It was the Tiny of Matu. The second he blinks in to go for the Avatos combo, he immediately gets offensively Force Staffed. And that puts him out of position. It doesn't only save Mira, but jeopardizes Tiny, and they do end up getting the kill in the end. That was sick from Collapse, and then he finishes it off with the Blink Skewer too. It doesn't get better than that. That's
Collapse,
just world
Blink
class.
Dagger's getting canceled perpetually by Puppy. On the other side of the trees, you see the Horn Toss finally being used. Puppy resigned to his death. And Yotaro gets another kill to his name.
See a little detail there from Puppy. He backpacks his Aeon Disc. He doesn't want to use the charge on it. He wants to keep the cooldown as low as possible. Knows he's dead anyway. And wants to have it ready when he respawns. But Spirit, all of that momentum right now going their way from these last couple of fights. And you got to keep in mind, it's been Secret initiating these moves and Spirit just reading them and counterplaying them perfectly. Both times now, top and mid, Matu getting punished after having an insane early game. These two deaths set them back so much.
And into the Roche pit they go. Team Spirit, the underdogs of this tournament, could finish this game and go to the grand finals. Yep, the Force Staff there.
Insane. And then Cold Embrace as well.
Right after.
Just so clutch from the supports of Spirit.
Yeah, that is. I cannot believe Mira lives through this entire fight as well.
That is so crazy. They're going to get the...
Yeah, Wolf is showing this out, but not able to deny anything. So Toronto Tokyo gets the Aegis and the Shard as well. So that's the Overload
high stakes
active.
match here. There's a lot on the line, so you definitely remember the Aegis this time. Team Spirit going to get that.
Well done.
They gave the Shard to the Storm as well, right? He didn't buy this. He just picked it up and used it. So they get the active Overload.
That's right.
Effectively improving their damage quite a lot. Gives himself some attack speed too, but I think primarily helpful for Sven as well. when they initiate together.
Yeah, and he's had that shard for a little bit on Sven, so can dispel like Yules and whatnot. Pretty helpful. Or killing Nisha specifically, actually. As Matu is in wolf form again. And 9k lead for Team Spirit. They have a pretty firm grasp on this game, Cinderin. Can Secret come back? Yataro jumps in. Puppy, that's the Eon Disc again. And all right, he gets slept a bit here from the Elder Titan, but a big jump from Toronto Tokyo. Ghost Scepter immediately used by Puppy. Looks like he's done again, though. Does have buyback. But again, that Eon Disc is going to be on cooldown for quite a while now. And Yataro wants to make use of this God Strength. It is running out, though. Looks like they're not going to go for the high ground yet. Still 3.5 minutes on this Aegis. They don't need to get over-aggressive here. We've seen a lot of teams do that this tournament, in fact.
Yep.
And really, their only high ground is Sven. And I would assume he want to be ulted in most of these cases.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just like a small window.
There's a lot of risk involved with having the Sven hit the tower when you're playing against Blink Toss, right? Like, it's kind of the skewer problem that we've seen teams run into in the base as well, that you are facing.
Yeah.
The Wolf is a hunting. There's a gem on the Storm, though, so Toronto Tokyo should be able to react in time as long as he is not under a ward, which he is right now, but he will find that one. And Matsu will redirect his attention to Mira. Seems a bit hesitant to jump, and he's too slow.
That's a very quick Shadow Realm again. So Mira with the quick fingers. Matu gets nothing out of that.
Opted to go for the Howl cast first with Lycan at the same time. I don't know if that was a bit of a tell. I am not sure if Mira noticed that, but either way, he gets out, makes the right read.
And look at the bounce back from Toronto Tokyo. Look at his net worth, Cinderin.
Yep.
It was not looking good for him halfway through the game. Obviously, Yataro creating a lot of space, and the rest of his team as well, for him to make this massive comeback. But second net worth, I would not have thought that would be the case at 35 minutes. Just masterful play from Team Spirit. And again, whoever wins this game will be playing PSG LGD in the grand finals of TI-10. So,
and something we maybe haven't touched on so much, right? One of the key things for Secret in this game, compared to a lot of the games that they do well in, Nisha has been so quiet.
Oh, they might have found Matu. Does have the BKB, Avitas to follow, but Collapse gets saved. And Matu is just completely alone, Cinder, just looking for some sort of collateral, but it's not going to happen. Down goes Matu. Does have buyback, however, and expect Team Spirit to force this out. I mean, they had to use basically nothing.
Yeah, they
still
can take
have
the two
God
bottom
Strength.
towers for free if they want to, but they might look for more. They have another smoke on the Wyvern. Sven's God Strength is ready with Swift Blink.
Yeah, Toronto Tokyo gets the Orchid, but doesn't have a whole lot of mana to speak of. Still with the Aegis intact, and they're going to use it. It did cost Secret the Laguna Blade, and there's the Winter's Curse. Not going to last too long, though. Nisha getting jumped, but there's the BKB. And Team Spirit still super happy with this exchange. 13k net worth lead now. As Matu, I would assume they want to force this buyback.
Yeah, the Wolves in the mid lane are going to try to cut this wave. Zai. Making it more difficult for them to reach, but they will kill them off and out with the Storm to save those precious seconds of the siege.
Oh boy. Arcane Rune on Toronto Tokyo as well.
Yep. BKB is ready as well. And they know there's no BKB on Lina, and that's big. Puppy has to be ready here to save Nisha. They're going to jump him at basically all costs.
High ground defense is there, Team Secret. Oh, Toronto Tokyo goes really deep, and there's a big skewer from Collapse on there too. Good lord, double kill for Yataro. Basically in just one Echo Saber double slap. Absolutely filthy stuff here from Yataro again. And a great initiation from Collapse. And this means likely a mid-rax to follow, but Puppy's going to get initiated on. There's the Eon Disc to proc, the buyback now into Nisha. Matu has spawned naturally. And it looks like they might actually be able to defend this, as the God Strength is running out here shortly, Cinderin. Matu in wolf form again. But there's that really annoying Curse Crown with the shard into the Bramble. And Team Spirit, oh my, they are so close, Cinderin, to getting to the grand finals here.
It's unbelievable. If you would have asked me the odds of this before the tournament, of Spirit getting to the finals, man.
Well, Matu, all right.
Well, let's not count
Mira has the extra tosses to work with. That's 2 deaths now. in quick succession in favor of Team Secret, but still the buybacks remain. We'll see if Secret can force these out.
Seems relatively unlikely. It's so scary for them to go to the enemy high ground at this point with how much pressure they're under, and also their gold, right, on their heroes. So Tiny doesn't have buyback gold, Lycan doesn't have buyback gold. Shadow Demon does. Yapzor used his previously on the Elder Titan. Very quiet game from him as well on that ET, just very low net worth. He's not very farmed, hasn't been involved in too many kills. It is a difficult ET game, in my opinion, against the Storm as well as that Mag Skewer and just the general vision that Team Spirit have been playing with the whole game. But really, both Yapzor and Nisha just not having the games that they're used to, and that's what's made this so hard. Yeah, Amatsu's been caught off a couple of times and made some mistakes. These other two players just haven't found their footing in the game, largely.
I mean, look at the net worth. Yapzor is literal bottom by a long shot.
Far.
That is so uncharacteristic. That I literally cannot remember that ever happening.
It's very rare, and it's also, if you think about the way Secret prioritized these heroes, I think having all the gold on Puppey has been massively impactful. I think his net worth has been put to really good use. But in some of these strategies we've seen from PSG LGD where they play a 4 Elder Titan, he ends up having an Aghanims, and he just becomes a 4th core. That's just not the case for Yapzor here. He doesn't ever have the opportunity to really go in and get much done. Maybe he doesn't feel like it was an option anyway because of the hero matchups. Like maybe he just thinks it's too hard against Wyvern, Sven, and Meg to ever do it.
Puppey has definitely survived through a lot of this, but Yataro now has a nullifier, so you can dispel Aeon Disc. And, Puppey, he's going to get the disruption off, gets stuck inside the bramble, pops the Ghost Scepter preemptively, but he's going to die shortly after.
Great curse!
Yep, that's a huge curse onto 3 heroes as Team Secret get RP from Collapse, and the right clicks are there from Yataro. Triple kill for him, making an ultra kill. Will he get another Rampage at TI-10? Absolutely! Yataro does it again, Cinderin! Holy Jesus! Yataro and company are right at the edge now of going to the TI-10 Grand Finals.
Secret have 0 buybacks. If they just get a wave into the base and go for towers, it's over. They could finish maybe even before Lycan responds.
Oh, they're definitely going to go for this. 100%.
It's
and
over.
They're going to call GG. The underdog story is still alive. Team Spirit move on to the Grand Finals. What a performance. Team Spirit, man. It's hard not to be rooting for them right now because they have been the underdogs for so long. Even in just their region. It's been VP the entire year that we've been talking about. But Team Spirit showing up